Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar. Oh, you ruined it.
No, keep going.
I always forget that you're the one who starts. So I'm looking at Phil thinking like, oh, he's laughing. He's not going to start quite yet. I don't know why. I'm an idiot.
Because I'm the one that goes
In
right
five,
before you.
4, 3. Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Joe John Stun.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard so you don't have to.
I'm going to burn this mother down.
That also reminds me of
You better not.
that scene in
And he's in those saggy, tidy whities. Like the whole movie. Sorry, Aaron. We're talking about Orange County.
In Mystery Men, when Ben Stiller has a similar gag where the girl, she asks him his name. He's like,
yeah,
it's Dirk. Dark. Dirk Dark.
Dirk Dark.
Dude, I feel bad. Mystery Men is one of those movies that I go back and I'm like, man, I was such a jerk for not appreciating this movie when I first saw it.
It's
like,
so
I feel
good.
guilty, you know? Yeah, it's so funny.
Okay, tell me why.
Tell me
why
Ain't nothing but a
Tell me why. Why do you appreciate it now and you did not then? Like, what was your thinking then? And
It's
what
like
is
I
your thinking
didn't.
now?
I don't think I understood that. Like, even though I don't know how that could be possible, I don't think I understood that they were in on the joke as much. As
Exactly.
They were,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's the same
You
thing
have
with
to know
Cobra
that they're
Kai.
in on the joke. Otherwise, it's just like, this is dumb. But if they know that it's dumb, then it's no longer dumb.
Exactly. Like it's like there's a bunch of those moments in Cobra Kai, which, by the way, we haven't talked about that. But I watched all 3 seasons since we last recorded. Man. The next 3 hours will be about Cobra Kai. They won't, but
we got to hit the next Karate Kid first.
There's some pretty good like self-aware moments in Cobra Kai where you're like, okay, they know what they're doing. Sometimes there'll be a voice of reason that's like, this is just a teenagers doing karate. What are you guys talking about? Like, why are you taking this so seriously?
Was Mystery Men, was that Kel's like last hurrah?
Probably so. Like, which is kind of I wonder, it's such an interesting thing for Keenan. Keenan's like so famous. He's also his career also probably isn't like exactly what he wanted it to be. I don't know. That he planned on being at SNL for 20 years or whatever, but like he's got a sitcom now and he's
coming out.
He's hugely popular. And I wonder if Kel looks at that and is like, could have been me.
Could have been me.
Well,
Has
so
anyone...
what is he currently doing right now? Is he like selling real estate or something?
Looking, he's in stuff.
Kel Mitchell.
He's in TV series.
Whoa, I actually recognize him now because there's like
a
his
new All
headshot
That
on there. What?
Apparently he's in All That. New All That.
Apparently, yeah, All That in 2019 and 2020.
Yeah.
He also voices Beans McBeans in SpongeBob SquarePants.
Hey,
in
there's
one
a moneymaker
episode.
right there.
He's done a lot of like TV stuff.
But I mean, if you look through his IMDb
like
stuff,
TV
it's
stuff.
all like, it's all TV, and he's on one episode, so he's obviously a very small side character or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but who knows what else?
Have you guys
he's doing.
seen the Keenan sitcom? It came out, right?
Oh, is it out? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I really like it.
I thought it was.
I
I've been
want to
seeing
see it
ads for
because
it.
I really like Bobby Moynihan.
Yeah, dude. Freaking love Bobby Moynihan.
Keenan, what's his name? Thompson. I really like when people have a TV show and the TV show is their name,
Just their name,
but the character's name is different. I find that.
Oh, is it really? Is it?
Well, I don't know if
Is
it
his
is,
name
but I
different in
really
Keenan?
like it.
The
Like
Cosby Show?
the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is.
It's the
They were
Cosby Show.
Yeah, that's
Huxtable.
weird.
Bill Cosby Show.
I can't think of any other. Like,
Yeah,
can you
I
think of
can't
any
either.
other examples of that?
What about
no.
I see? I don't know the show Dick Van Dyke, but was it? Were they the Van
Dyke show?
Dykes?
I don't think they were. I think they did have a different name. But I could be wrong. What about Mary Tyler Moore? Was she?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure her name was. Well, I don't know. That is like a weird. I mean, those are all like.
Yeah,
the
his
same
name was
era,
Robert.
right?
Robert Petrie
In the Dick Van Dyke show?
in the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yeah.
It's like
What's happening?
they don't trust people enough. Like, here's a famous person. We've given them a show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Which is also
man.
crazy because like back
What's
then
that show?
there was only
How do I
like
find
two.
that show.
There's only like two things to watch anyway, so it's not like you weren't going to see it, you know.
Yeah, there were not hundreds of channels.
Well, I guess that makes sense though, because if you're
Yeah.
like looking at like the TV guide, and you're like, I don't want to watch this stupid Rob Petrie show. I don't know who that is. Like, oh,
That's
Dick Van Dyke
fine,
show.
fair
Okay.
enough.
Like,
Okay. You just see words.
it's weird that like shows didn't have like a lot of shows just didn't have names.
It's just the person.
Because
Yeah.
the fact that his show is called Keenan now is kind of weird,
Oh
you know.
yeah.
isn't it? Like, what
It
other
is.
shows have come out in the last 10 years that are just a dude's name? Or even before that, I mean, there was like Martin. There was like
My
Hanging with
Ann.
Mr. Cooper, but that. What's that?
Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore. Her name is
My-
Mary Richards.
My Ann.
Also not. So that's 3. What about
That's
oh
kinda
no,
weird.
Murphy Brown was Murphy Brown. Murphy Brown is Murphy Brown.
Murphy Brown.
The Big Mac's the Big Mac. I reminded myself of that when I said that Murphy Brown thing.
So I never watched the next Karate Kid. Sorry to disappoint you guys.
Oh, you never watched it? It's not good.
I watched
It's pretty bad,
2/3
right?
of it. I watched
Wait, did you not
2/3
see
of it.
the end?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, the end is the best part.
Okay,
The
so
big battle royale.
there's yes with like trash can fires or something.
Yeah.
See, I should have. I'll finish it.
So like the little school, I don't know, the little HJ crew, whatever. from
Wait, why are you
school.
call, what does HJ stand for?
HJ is the Hitler Jugend, the Hitler Youth.
Oh,
I was
thought
thinking
it stood
some-
for.
I was thinking
Something
something else that happens.
Oh no.
I was like, oh, wait, why are they called that?
What kind
The
of what kind
initiation
of movie
thing?
you watching? Talk about wax on, wax off. Am
It's
I right?
it's the German, the Hitler Jugend. HJ. I only know that because I really liked Swing Kids growing up.
Oh yeah. I love that movie. That was like one of those
There's lots
movies
of-
that made you
lots of
feel very
HJ and-
grown up.
Lots
Yeah,
of
there's a lot of-
HJ going on in Swing Kids, right?
in
Yeah,
Swing
dude.
Kids, yeah.
It's full of HJs.
HJs.
That's like the whole thing. That's the whole.
But that was totally one of those movies that you watch as a kid and think like, man, I'm pretty grown up and serious.
Yeah, and
Watching
do you remember the end
watching
of
this
it
movie.
when the little brother is like yelling "Swing Heil"? That is like super weird.
That's weird.
That's what they
a
would
buddy
say.
of mine. A buddy of mine, the teacher that trained him is like this old dude that's like totally about to retire, and he calls kids that aren't motivated or whatever, like
Swing Kids.
lots of teachers who
Oh.
have you have a name for that kind of kid, right?
Mm.
And this guy called them HJs.
Why?
Not to their face. He would say it to other teachers.
But
He's
just
like,
like
oh yeah,
slackers.
I know that
Slackers or
exactly.
whatever?
Instead of saying slacker, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got that kid. He's a total HJ."
What
I'm
does
like,
that
dude,
mean?
you can't say that. And he's like, I know. He would say stuff like that. Like,
what was he meaning? Like
and
hand job? Hand jibber?
yes,
Would he say it or he would say HJ?
he would say HJ.
That's so weird.
But then if
Okay,
you said
that's
if
at
you said,
least
"What do you
better than
mean?"
like I
If you
picture
said, "What do you mean?" he would go, "Hand job." Like,
I
he
was a
didn't have problem.
janitor. I was a
It's like
janitor
calling
in
a
high
kid like
school.
little jerk off or something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But funnier.
I was a janitor,
But
and I would
funnier.
like the teacher's lounge was in my area. that I would clean. So sometimes I'd get to like overhear conversations, and I'd like empty the trash slowly so I could hear them, you know. And if I heard a teacher say, "Man, that kid's such a hand job," I would have lost my mind.
Dude, when I was in middle school,
total hand job.
we had this guy, I don't remember his name, but he would substitute for PE sometimes. That's the only class he ever did. But he would always say, all right, enough with the grab ass. And like in seventh grade, that was like the craziest thing for a teacher to say.
But that's like totally something that a gym teacher in a movie would say too.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that like the coach on dodgeball, for example, I'm sure he tells kids to stop playing grab ass, you know.
Yeah. I'm 100% positive that I had PE teachers in use homophobic slurs.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I'm 100. I can't think of anything but I'm 100% positive that
Dude,
I heard
at work today
from a PE teacher.
This guy was like having a fit. I don't know why. It's like this dude in his 50s. He was like pushing a cart of lumber around, and something was in his way, and he started like swearing and got really mad. And then he goes to his friend. He's like, F this. This is so gay. I was like, what?
You're like, dude, what year do you think it is?
I know.
And he was like, he was a boomer.
Yeah. And he was not wearing a mask.
He was a boomer.
Yeah, obviously.
I was like, I am not at all surprised.
You didn't even need to say the last part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing about this surprises me.
What is happening right now?
Oh.
But you're the snowflake.
Yes.
He's the one having a nervous breakdown in the middle of Lowe's.
You know?
Because someone wants him to put a piece of fabric over his face.
Oh man, it was intense.
What an HJ.
Seriously.
You're so lucky you get to go to work and have those experiences right
yeah,
now. I'm stuck at home, Aaron.
I had my other I had a PE teacher who would always tell people. So he would talk about like junior college, and he would be like, he's like, because you know how they have like, sorry, there's
pull
like
yourself together, Aaron.
There's like the freshman level class, but then sometimes they have like pre-freshman level classes.
Yes.
So he would call it dumbbell math.
Oh no.
He would say like, oh, you're gonna end up in dumbbell math. He would say this directly to children. You're gonna end up in dumbbell math.
That's like that Nate Bargatze joke when he talks about taking math, and he's like, no, it was just math. Like the title of our textbook was math.
I had, when I was in high school, there was a guy who taught health. He was the football coach. He taught health.
And wealth.
He taught driver's ed.
Oh.
Yeah,
we had a driver's ed class. He taught that and health, and when people he would keep in his desk paper applications. I mean, well, everything was paper in like 1991 or whatever. He had applications for McDonald's, and when people would fail his test, he would he's passing back the test to everybody, like, you know, and if you got an F, he would staple McDonald's applications to the test. And I remember thinking,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you remember thinking like, dude, you're the freaking health teacher.
Exactly. I was like, the health teacher is telling me this.
Yeah. It sounds like he's projecting.
Driver's ed and health.
Teach. Those who can't teach Jim.
Jim. Am I right, buddy?
He's got the little roll on the fork. Jim. I had that exact same teacher. He was an assistant football coach. He was the head baseball coach, I think, and he taught health and driver's ed.
Yep.
But he was actually a nice
Mr.
person.
Thornburg.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is
I had a teacher
to, like, trash talk kids, because also like your performance in health class has nothing to do with how, you know. Maybe if it was like AP calculus or something. Like,
right. and
like, you know who failed health class? Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, even then, it's like, okay, if you fail calculus, like the people who excel in one discipline probably aren't the best in another discipline at the high school level. So failing any one thing in high school, like any one thing in high school, does not automatically mean here's a freaking McDonald's application.
Like I'm very like book smart. I don't.
Plus, like if you're in high school, working at McDonald's is a great job.
Like it's $15 an hour, right? That's what the media has told me.
It's a completely livable wage.
In LA County, it's $15 an hour.
Yeah, but that's like making $7 an hour here.
Hey, Brittany, can you please keep your liberal agenda off of this podcast?
Dude, you know how we used to joke about like how cheap houses are here? Houses in Utah, I know housing prices everywhere have gone up, but my house has more than doubled in value over the last couple of years.
That is wild.
So it's not even like people are like, "Oh, now's the time to sell your house," and it's like, "Yeah, you got to buy another house, dude."
Then you have to, yes, exactly.
Like it's not like you're going somewhere where houses are cheap or something.
Yeah, I've got some friends down in outside of LA that barely were able to purchase a home in an okay area of outer Los Angeles just a few years ago, and right now they could sell. The one guy was saying the homes in his neighborhood on his street are selling for $100,000 more than asking. And I was like, bro, sell your freaking house. And he goes, no, because we can't buy anything.
Yeah.
We can't buy
like you'd
anything.
have to move. You'd have to like move out of state or something.
Yes. You have to go buy a freaking frozen house in Texas right now. That's what you could do.
Dude, I wonder if you could like short someone's house, like short sale someone's house.
What do you mean?
Just trying to figure out how you would do it.
I'm listening.
You got to like borrow their house, sell it.
You don't mean short sale. You mean like hedge.
Yeah, like how you
like
would
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because a short sale is when the bank.
I don't know what either of you are talking about.
Yeah.
Isn't that what a short sale is? Where they sell it for less than is owed. So like,
I believe so.
Bath on
because they're just trying to like offload it.
I remember when I cared about that stuff 10 years ago, and then I bought a house, and like, I don't watch HGTV. I don't listen to Dave Ramsey. I don't do any of that stuff.
I don't listen to Dave Ramsey.
I don't listen to Dave Ramsey.
I have so much debt now.
Dude,
I need to listen to Dave Ramsey again.
Actually, wait a minute. This is perfect for our podcast. Did you guys hear about the reporter, the blogger who did a story about Dave Ramsey and like about how like he's mean to his staff? And then the official Dave Ramsey, like on official letterhead, they like commented on it, and it was like super like aggressive and sarcastic in the official response.
No way.
Are you Googling it, Aaron?
No.
You're a faster Googler than me.
That makes me think it actually came from Dave Ramsey, honestly. Because that's how he is.
Dave Ramsey response, and it says Dave Ramsey response to Christmas party.
But that's how he is. He's very like, if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot.
Right.
Was this
and
really
it's like,
recent?
yeah, your methods.
Yes, it was in the last.
Like your methods are great if somebody has like absolutely terrible financial past or financial habits.
Oh yeah, here we go.
It's like for addicts, you know. It's like addiction recovery. And then he talks about like how he does, and it's like, yeah, you make millions of dollars a year because you're a radio personality. Like, it's not because you save your money in a.
It's not. Yes, exactly. It's not because you ate beans and rice. It's because you have sold 20 books.
Yeah.
Whoa. So I don't know if this is the thing that you were talking about, but apparently someone came out in February, this February, about Dave Ramsey's Christmas party. Ooh. And that that a longtime employee was fired because her husband made disparaging comments about the company's holiday party.
Jeez.
And she basically said that at the party no one was wearing masks, and that they told the vendors and the caterers not to wear masks so they wouldn't scare the people who were at the party.
Oh Idiots. My gosh. Yeah, like that. I'm scared of, oh my gosh.
And so the husband shared the views and said, I just thought it was kind of ridiculous that they were having this party with so many people, and I think they've handled COVID is pretty dumb, or the way they've handled. And then soon after that, they called her into the board member's office, and she was fired. Oh, they fired her.
That's jacked up.
We don't like what your husband said.
She had just gotten a promotion and a raise the week before.
Okay, but then, so where's the letter?
The letter says, the reason for your termination was the disparaging comments made by your spouse. Okay, they told her no, I'm saying this is something different.
Okay.
I told you it was something different. Remember?
And I said, well, what's the letter?
That was the letter. I haven't found the other thing because I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fine. I'm going to start Googling. If I find it before you, Aaron.
You know what you're looking for.
Here's the crazy
You're a faster Googler than me.
Here's the crazy thing. Like, Dave Ramsey knows that his entire empire is based on his image, right? And his persona.
Yeah.
Like, why would you be, even if you are some idiot COVID denier or whatever, why would you do something that you know would have such bad optics, you know?
Yeah, because you're dumb.
Like, it's so stupid.
Okay, I think I found it.
Oh, I found it. The email begins like this. Thanks for reaching out. We want to confirm for you that you are right. We are horrible, evil people. We exist to simply bring harm to our team, take advantage of our customers, and spread COVID. And you, all caps, figured it all out. Wow. Who would have guessed that an unemployed guy, a freelance reporter, would be the one to show us how horrible we are so we can change and to let the world know of our evil intent, secrets, and complete disregard for decency. But you did it. You, with all your top-notch investigative skills, have been able to weave together a series of half-truths to expose our evil ways. You are truly amazing.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh. They sent this to other people.
Okay, so how close was I about the lead-in to that letter?
So it's the same story. It was that Christmas party, and then
start with the Christmas party.
So the Christmas party we heard about.
And then it was a blogger
right?
doing,
and
like,
then they fired someone, and then someone did an expose about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. That is like such a, I don't know.
There's more.
Weird? Okay.
Then, then they found out that a bunch of local pastors and leaders had been accidentally blind copied on the email.
Copied?
No, so after noting that several had been blind copied, the email concludes. Let me read to you the end of the email. It's wild.
JK.
If you are on this email, we would ask a favor for Ramsey. Would you help us? I'm guessing Bob is the reporter. Bob's phone number and email are here, and we would ask that you contact him today and tell him all the evil, horrible stories you know about us. Also, he lives in Spring Hill, so if you see him out and about, be sure to congratulate him on his virtue.
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
And really what he's saying is like they're blind copying all those pastors because he's given them money.
Yeah.
Like, go tell him how great we are because I've given you money.
No,
like,
they're like passive aggressively asking them to dox this guy, basically.
Yeah, I know, but the reason they're doing that is because the reason they would be willing to do it is because he's given them money. That's like the least Christian thing ever.
When you call, please do not be mean. Bob already has a lot of anxiety, and we don't want to add to that. If his phone is overwhelmed, you should contact Religion News Service, whom he works for, and tell them of Bob's amazing grasp on virtue and truth. Jeez. It's time to know. It's time the world knows about Bob and the blessing he has been to so many.
Yikes. That sounds...
Wow.
that is an official PR response, right?
I would not be surprised if Dave Ramsey wrote that, though.
No, I would absolutely check out
because
this.
I don't think he would let somebody else write that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he definitely
and it totally
saw
matches. It totally matches his personality.
Is it signed by what is the sign off at the bottom of it?
I don't know.
Damn it, Aaron.
I'm sorry.
He had one job, among other things. He had many jobs, and this is one of them.
I think it's from someone named Armando something. But so there's this article about
someone named Bofa,
and the last line of the article says, "It does prove at least that Ramsey's commitment to freeing people of debt is sincere. He's apparently allowing several reporters to live in his head rent-free."
That's a pretty good line.
It's pretty funny.
I like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, why is Dave
it
Ramsey
is like
insane?
You can tell. Like, it's interesting because I think back, like, I used to listen to Dave Ramsey a lot, and it is like, it's interesting. Like, you do learn some good things about just like basics about whatever, like just what things are out there financially and everything. But it really does cater, and I'm sure a lot of media is like this. Exactly. Like, you can still get envelopes, but it really does appeal to like simple-minded people. Like, that's just the reality of it. And you see that a lot with people like that because but that's what it is. I mean, he literally has been on the radio for like 30 years saying the exact same things over and over.
Yeah.
Like, the only way he would have a continued audience.
He also got in trouble recently because he said, you have a mental health problem if you need a stimulus check.
Yeah.
You have a mental health problem if you need one?
Yeah, he's like, if you think $600 is going to change your life, and then you have a mental health problem.
It's not if you need it. He said if you think it's going to change your life, and it's like, nobody said it's going to change our life. They just said
$600
make it easier to pay rent,
or $1,400 changes your life, you were pretty much screwed already. He said
about it like being the freaking lottery.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's like, that's easy. The dude's worth like $50 million or something. Like, what an idiotic thing to say. And the thing,
live like no one else, we can live
like
no one else,
like no one else
on a forest
like
fire.
I don't really want to get into it, but like, I don't understand why so many poor people worship rich people that have none of their best interests in mind.
Yeah.
Like,
ooh,
right?
I think it is like the lottery. It's
like the fact that so many people
that you're going to be like, you have this idea that one day you're going to be there. And so you want to like protect it for when you get there.
Like, no,
no,
rich people have no interest in giving you anything they have.
Know.
Aaron, why do you worship coal? Let's just get into it.
What?
It's true.
Because I hate clean air.
Wait, what?
Oh, you meant COAL.
Oh, wait, is that not what you meant?
Excellent joke.
But it is like a weird,
excellent joke.
There are a lot of people for whom $600 is like a significant amount of money, who also would look at that quote and be like, "Yeah, he's right. You guys are idiots if you need." And it's like, you're like, anyways.
Well, but and this is something I learned from Dave Ramsey that rich people don't buy lottery tickets. And it's the same thinking.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It is totally like it's a tax on the poor. That's what he calls it. Because you think like, I'm going to join their ranks soon.
Dude, what kind of guitar do you think Dave Ramsey would play?
Ooh, great question. Question. No. Wait, let's start with pedals.
He'd probably play a White Falcon. I'm going to say White Falcon.
Yeah.
What is Dave Ramsey's favorite guitar effect?
It's a Klon because it's gold.
He'd play some ridiculous acoustic that has like so much like pearl inlay on the fretboard. Has like more pearl than wood on the fretboard. You know?
Like, remember those guitars we saw at NAMM that were like $40,000 because they're made from like prehistoric wood or something? He would play one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I you could also go the other way. I think he would buy used, like the cheapest guitar. No. He
would tell you to buy used.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. Have you seen his house? He lives in one of the most insane mansions you've ever seen.
But it paid cash for it, Cole.
Yeah, he
because
would pay
he's a millionaire. Who cares?
He would pay cash for the super expensive guitar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's a multi-millionaire.
Dude, his house is
and he lives a
wild.
very extravagant lifestyle.
What, Aaron?
He sold his house. His house was for sale recently. For how much do you think it was listed for?
And this is in like a pretty nice
Tennessee.
area, but it's in Nashville. So like
This was in Nashville.
It's like a suburb.
This in February of 2021.
Okay.
It's a very nice area in Nashville, though. It's like it's like the rich area of Nashville.
I believe
Yeah,
it's
in Franklin, Tennessee.
Franklin, Tennessee.
Uriah.
How much do you think he's selling his house for?
20 million.
No, sorry.
You just see, that's a total jerk move. You don't overshoot it. Then it's not going to be impressive when he tells you the actual number.
Okay.
That's like what my wife does to me.
Listen, I don't know.
Like, guess how much weight I lost? 30 pounds. Like, no, I didn't. Like,
No, like
makes
4.
what I actually lost seem a lot less cool.
15.45 million.
Jeez.
Okay.
In Tennessee. So what are the
give
stats?
us the stats? Yes. Stats
All right.
on the
So he
home,
bought
property size. Square footage.
He bought the main portion of the property in 2008 for 1.5 million, and he paid cash.
Okay.
$1.5 million cash. He then proceeded to build. Oh, that was just for the land. Then he built on it a 13,500 square foot French chateau. 13,517 square feet.
What do you do? Like, do you have a basketball court? What do you
Over
do
the
with
years, he also
13,000?
purchased 2 adjacent lots to bring the parcel size up to a total of 14.38 wooded acres.
Yeah, because you don't want your neighbors like looking at your house and feeling bad about how.
He doesn't want
let's see.
He doesn't want any pores around him.
Yeah.
The house comes fully furnished, but there's no photos available. But it's been reported that it has 6 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms. And the main
How do you
bathroom
only have 6 bedrooms.
I don't know. It's
I'm
weird.
telling you, basketball court.
13,000.
Yeah,
Movie
because
theater,
I'm sure there's
basketball
like
court.
Yeah.
the main bathroom reportedly features 18 shower heads.
So he's freaky.
Uh,
Jim Ramsey freaky.
3 staircases, 5 fireplaces,
some from
and
the
an
bottom going
elevator.
up. Huh?
Yeah, some going straight up.
It also
Squat down
has
over.
6,000 square feet of covered porches, 8 cars, garages for up to 8 cars, plus storage and mechanical facilities.
I remember when back when Mitt Romney was running for president, and there was a story that was like, and he recently sold a home that had an elevator in it. And I was like, yeah. Okay.
And it's like, because his poor old mother is in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, because he's taking care of his mother or whatever. Right. But like, I remember like that being this talking point that everybody was like,
Yeah.
can you imagine? He
I
has
remember
an
that in
elevator
Cribs.
in his house. It's like, okay.
I remember they did a Cribs on Master P's house, and he had an elevator, but it was only like 3 stories, and you wanted to be like, that seems like kind of a waste, you know?
Dude,
Totally.
get an escalator.
Exactly.
That'd be
That's
way cooler.
way cooler.
Check this out. For context, Leanne Rimes owned the house next door. Right next door to him. 23-room mansion. She sold it in 2012 for only $4 million.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm very confused. This is all over my head. Why?
What do you think Dave Ramsey's net worth is?
Like 50 million.
Okay, 50 million.
I mean, these are all estimates, obviously, but they
I
have
was
some.
I was literally going to say 50 million.
475 million.
Dude. That's a lot, man. And that's because you think about like,
Yeah, he's
Man,
half
I
a
guess-
billionaire.
he's on the radio every day.
Yeah, and he had a He had a TV show from 2007 to 2010.
And he has a bunch of books, and he does Financial Peace University, which, by the way, if you know any young couples getting married soon, it's a great wedding gift. Do you remember he would always pitch it like that?
Did he?
Oh, especially if there were like he would like give it away to people if they called in and were getting married soon or whatever. But yeah, he would be like, it's a great wedding gift for people. Start them on the right foot. And it is like that's like
It's like,
some of
I'm
the
sure
stuff
he has a
you learn
lot of
there
good advice.
is actually very sound information, but it's But then when he says stuff like, if $600 makes a difference, then you're already screwed because I have $500 million. So why don't you?
I know.
You idiot.
If you don't know Gun Street Wiring Shop by now, you must be living in the dark ages. They are the premier hand-built wiring solution for all of your guitars. I have one in my Telecaster. I have a setup in there, 5-way. It's great. Have it in my Jazzmaster. It's amazing. I actually put it in my Epiphone Dot, brought the thing back to life. It's crazy. If you don't have it, you need it. Every guitar that you own will be better with Gun Street Wiring Shop. I promise. Also, if you join the Street Crew, you get a discount on the product, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it. If you get it and you don't like it, I will punch Cole in the face. That's my guarantee. Check it out right now at gunstreetwiringshop.com.
Oh, man. Okay, I want to talk to you about something that exists now because I have a theory.
Is it a Roth IRA?
No, it is guitar pedal related.
Oh.
So
do we still talk about that?
You guys are familiar with the Chase Bliss Automaton series, correct?
No.
The Automaton?
Yeah, the Automatoni. You're not, Phil?
The Automatopia?
Remind me, what does it do?
It's the automatic with the faders on it. Sliders.
Ah, yes.
So you can rail them?
What do you call them? Sliders? Faders?
I call them
Faders.
sliders.
Faders. I call them Darth Faders.
I'm a lover, not a fader.
I'm a lover, not a fader.
I was hoping, as I went into that, I was hoping fader in a southern accent would kind of sound like fighter, but it doesn't really.
I'm a fighter. I'm not.
She didn't
I'm
even
no
see
fighter.
us, Phil. Tell her to look at us again. We were waving at her.
Yeah.
Tell her to look at us again.
Phil's wife is invading the podcast.
She
So
says she loves you both, and when are you coming to visit again? Wait, and have you had your shots?
There's a pandemic. Ever heard of it?
I'm getting my second shot next Monday.
Dude, I'm getting my first shot tomorrow.
No way. Sick.
Are you really?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I did
now
not.
I do.
Do you know why I qualify?
Oh, yeah, you did tell us.
Because I am
Oh, you
essential.
did, yes.
Essentially obese. Essentially on the verge of death because of my obesity.
Essential.
But get this.
Obese. Can you
I
please
kinda-
get a shirt that says that? I'm
essentially obese.
obese.
Like Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah. So the
E-
funny
or
thing
Chuck
is,
E. Cheese?
so I scheduled the limit on it is like a BMI of 40, which is like, I'm over that, So I scheduled my thing, but then like the next day or between then and now, they've lowered the limit from 40 to 30. So now it's like, oh yeah, I'm just one of these normal guys who's just, a little overweight and I'm just going in to get my shots,
Yeah, man, this is all muscle.
One of my friends, when I told him, he was like, I didn't realize you were that overweight. And I was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
That's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me.
And also a little bit hurtful.
That I didn't realize you were
I didn't realize you were that fat.
All right. So the automaton exists.
So we could get together. We should get together and do a live podcast because we're all going to be vaccinated.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we could.
You're
and
vaccinated,
the CDC
right,
just
Phil?
said, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, they just said we can gather indoors and spit into microphones.
Dude, we'll just
Yeah.
go do it in Texas.
And like
And
freaking
record a
3
podcast while
straws,
we're at it.
3 straws and 1 milkshake. We could do that.
Is that
Yeah, I'll drink your milkshake.
I saw that movie, 3 Straws, 1 Milkshake. It was not good.
It's not funny at all. So here's my question for you, or my hypothesis. We had the automaton first. The preamp Mark II than the reverb thing, which I don't know what it's called. Do you know what? Does it have a name?
The reverb
I don't
thing.
remember.
Anyway, the CXM 1978 it's called. So do you think sliders are going to become more common on pedals? Because something else happened, and that's this company called Solid Gold Effects, who we have a little bit of a history with. That made it sound like it was bad. We don't have bad history. We just have known them, and
we like their stuff, and
yeah. So they recently released a pedal called the Imperial Mark II, which is a modified version of their Imperial Fuzz, which is like a big muff, but it's also based on this old fuzz called the Gen Jumbo Fuzz, which is like a big muff kind of style it was a gated fuzz in one of those like old style footprint things, but it had 3 sliders instead of knobs. So the new Solid Gold one also has sliders, but it has volume, tone, contour, and fuzz. So my question is, have sliders already jumped the shark in the pedal world?
I think let's be honest. The pedal market is saturated, right? Like it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've been saying that since we started.
Oh, also,
but it's
Way
true.
Huge just
many...
put out their Atreides recently. That's also like it has little fader, like MXR style sliders on it, like the
EQ pedal.
Yeah.
I think, well, like you say that, Phil, that we've been saying that for a while, but like if you were to graph your pedal purchases over time, it would have peaked like 5 years ago, right? And then gone down significantly since then.
Yes, but
hole.
I don't. Okay, but is that why?
That's what my wife always says. When you say "but" and then pause, she goes "hole."
That's a good joke.
Jeez, filthy.
It's a good joke.
Yeah, if you like smut.
So, what were you gonna say? What BS excuse were you gonna say?
Well, okay. What I wanted to say is that that is situational for me, but then like it is also situational for you, and it's also situational for you. So, I guess.
Wait, what situational?
He was motioning to me and Aaron for the people.
Yes. Sorry, I am not motioning to any of you viewers.
The fact that your pedal purchasing
has slowed down
years ago.
Oh, okay.
Purchasing peaked.
Okay.
And even for me, like I have a stupid number of pedals, but and yeah, like that probably is partially due to like our own personal situations, but like, we're pretty into gear.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I have a lot of boards. Fewer
like
pedals
how many
than
board
I did
pictures
like 2 or 3 years ago.
How many board pictures well, and I'm not even saying like the total number of pedals you own, but like the number of new pedals you're buying.
Like how often?
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
The last it has to have gone down for everybody because like what new is coming out that gets you excited?
Well, and you're just not playing as much, so it's like I don't know.
But even
it's hard
then,
to get excited.
I'm talking like before COVID.
Yeah.
I will say this though.
I think.
And
and
this is not fair.
The new exciting stuff that is coming out is moving into like more and more expensive too. So it's like the Chase Bliss, like we talked about the preamp,
or
it's like
really
$600. So it's like
or $30.
You can't just buy that. You'd have to sell like 4 pedals to trade up for it or whatever.
You would.
That's true. That's true.
I'm saying if you wanted to like
pedals,
flip up for it. Yeah.
If you can't just go out and buy one of those pedals, you're already screwed, Aaron.
Yeah. See, a stimulus check could give me one of those pedals.
What did he say?
You have a mental problem. He said a lot of things.
Yeah. He did say a lot of things.
He did.
Yeah, if you can't go out and buy a $600 guitar pedal, you have a mental problem.
At your leisure.
Is it really? I mean, I'm fully willing to accept that it's because of my own personal attitudes towards gear or whatever. But I feel like in the mid 2010s, there was a peak of everybody putting out new pedals.
Yeah, I think there was like
okay,
it's just leveled off a little bit. Like there was a lot of like new ideas and new technology for a while, and then now it's kind of leveled off, and it's harder and harder to stand out. So like a lot of the stuff that's coming out now would have been exciting if it came out then, but because there's so much,
you know, like
cool stuff.
The most exciting pedals that have come out in the last year include amp and cab sim, right?
Yeah, probably
the ones that get the most buzz.
Yeah.
Well, okay, certainly. And I will say this: the I don't remember the last time I thought, how am I going to scrape together the money to freaking buy that pedal because I want it right now.
Yeah,
I'm not remembering what that was. But I will say this: I know what the next one is. And dear, very, very close friend of the podcast, Mr. Hoops, that Matthew. We are such good friends with, and we, you know,
it's talk with them all the time. It's a very equal, symbiotic relationship. We benefit from
exactly.
It is just as much as he does.
Did I tell you guys he sent me little baby shirts for my babies?
You did.
You didn't, but that is you did, and that's very cute.
It's very sweet.
I'm curious how small were the baby shirts?
How small? They're like
baby size.
I think they're 3 to 6 month sized.
Okay.
Or 0 to 3, one of those two.
Because they make preemie size.
They do.
I'm wondering if he makes preemie size.
He does not.
Okay.
As far as I know, I don't think he I don't know if he actually sells those.
But that's the beauty of that is like they can't wear it today, but they will be able to wear it at some point.
Yes, it's an aspirational.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he and I'm not. I don't think we can.
What are you?
I will
talking
say this
about?
The last time that we spent time with him, which was very recently in the grand scheme of all of history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like yesterday.
It was practically yesterday, and he was
What are you talking about, Phil? Just say
a pedal sometime in the future. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
But
he's talking about releasing a new pedal at some point.
Whatever pedal he comes out with next, we'll be very excited about.
So freaking bad.
But am I crazy though? Like it is the market? I mean, certainly the market's much more saturated than it was 10 years ago or 5 years ago. But
I think so.
I used to, and again, that's me personally. And so obviously like my life is different now than it was before or whatever, but like so many pedals used to come out.
Well, I also feel like it used to be like I would like spend time like researching and like finding pedals. Like I would like, I'm like, oh, I want to find like this kind of pedal, and I would look, and then I would find things. And now it's like I see everything, like everything's like delivered to me in a way.
And maybe part of it's because we also like we've compiled a lot of pedals that we like.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of starting my guitar pedal journey like 7 years ago or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And
so
I remember spending like days and days on YouTube just like listening to every different Big Muff pedal I could hear and like getting super stoked on it.
And you tried things and you're like, okay, I think I like this, and then you changed your mind and you got rid of it. But then you actually started to zero in. Oh, I genuinely like this. I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's true. And so part of it is like part of the fun of it was that kind of exploration and discovery phase. Which if you're just like, oh, here's a new pedal, I wonder what it is. Oh, it's a amp sim and cab sim.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm not looking for that, so I'm not researching that. So it's not like a discovery. It's just like, here's a thing. Do you want it? I mean, maybe it's cool, but
it's funny you say that because ironically, the most excited I've been about a pedal in recent history was the Walrus ACS1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything specifically about that. That just kind of came to mind.
But
like,
it is, yeah, like, but there is, like, as I researched it, I almost bought one. Like, I was very close. I had it in my cart and everything, and I decided to sleep on it. And then I was like, nah, the Iridium does everything I want it to.
Yeah.
So that's partially a function of like me like having less gas than I used to, but it's also a function of me having better gear than I used to, you know?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to, or just like looking at Mark Johnson stuff. I guess the main difference is like, well, it's like lower gain, he said, the Walrus one. A little bit lower gain, and it's not quite as, so the Strymon has the 3 amps and each one has 3 cabs, and then the Walrus one, it's like you get the 3 amps and the 3 cabs and you mix and match, so it's not like 3 per amp.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the same 3 cabs, which is, I mean, you can load whatever you want, so it doesn't matter, but yeah, I think they're both like good. It's not going to be any better
it
than
is like
the Strymon.
It's truly, does it have balanced outputs?
I think that maybe it does, but I don't know for sure.
I don't think it does. Dang, I remember, because that is actually a big functional difference for a lot of people, especially.
I mean, it does have stereo in and out, which the other one does too, right?
Yeah, but you can only, it's like you have to apply the same amp to both.
Oh yeah, that's the thing with this one. You can run 2 amps like in parallel.
Yeah. Which, yeah, you can't do with the Iridium.
Yeah.
And it has 2 onboard presets instead of just a favorite switch, which isn't a huge selling point to me because I have that Faves.
Yeah.
The Chase Bliss Faves switch that actually works really
well.
well.
Oh, true.
I could see that the difference between 2 and 3 presets is actually pretty significant when like the whole pedal is based around 3 amp models, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Picture having a Fender, a Vox, and a Marshall like saved or whatever.
You can't do that.
You know?
I guess it has 6 cabinet IRs. So it has 6, and you can use any of them with any amp. So that's kind of cool. It's just like they do very similar things, just like slightly differently.
Yeah.
So I don't think one is better than the other. It's just like, which one do you want?
It's interesting too, because Ryan was saying, like, in his opinion, Ryan Burke, enemy of the show, he was saying, like, it nails the Fender clean. The Iridium nails the Fender clean sound better than the Walrus.
Interesting.
And I feel like that's one area that the Iridium doesn't do an amazing job. But I think maybe no like digital pedal will ever do that well enough.
Yeah, it's so hard to like, and it depends because like I think different people are maybe you're listening for different things with the clean sound.
Yeah.
And such a big part of it is like, what are you playing it through? Like, what speakers are you listening to it on? And because when I first plugged it in, I plugged it into my AT50s, my Audio Technica headphones, and I was like, everything on here is so bassy, like I can't dial out this super bassy sound. And then I played it with different headphones and through speakers, and I was like, oh well, no, I think that was just the headphones.
Yeah, well, and headphones are kind of, I don't know, a lot of headphones that you can buy are very bass heavy, just because that's what a lot of people want, you know.
Yeah, crazy.
It's crazy.
It's oversaturated, man. It's oversaturated. The world, the market. I don't know. What are we gonna do? Keenan Thompson. Keenan Thompson.
Okay. Back on track. Let's talk about something serious.
So do you guys disagree with that, with my whole premise that like the pedal market is largely saturated?
I do not disagree. I think it's harder to stand out. I think digital technology is more rampant, so more people are doing like that kind of crazy stuff. And I think the personal blends into it too. Like if you had just started your pedal journey now, you'd be like, wow, there's so much stuff.
Can you imagine? That'd be like
Yeah, it's like overload.
overwhelming. Yeah.
Oh, so on Keenan, his name is Keenan Williams. Is there like some like, I wonder if there's like some kind of like why do they do that? Do you think? Is it like like you have to own the rights to someone's life, or is it like it's weird? Like why can the character not just be your name? It has your same first name, but
Oh, interesting.
Weird.
Maybe there is some weird like legal thing. Like,
maybe he
listen,
doesn't
I'm not
want it to
giving you-
be.
yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's odd. Because it's like you get the show. It's developed around you.
He's probably an executive producer
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
on the
Like-
show.
Jerry Seinfeld was Jerry Seinfeld in Seinfeld.
Ooh.
And he was even like playing himself.
Yeah, he was like even a comedian.
Like
yeah, and they
a
would like
comedian
have stand up
that
and stuff on it.
lives in
But
New York
that
or
was-
whatever.
That was extremely novel at the time.
Yeah,
the
I guess
idea
that's
of-
probably true.
Hey, this is a show about my life, kind of. I'm a comedian. Like that whole thing was like very
Yeah, and then there was like a whole run
Well, and it only
in the show where they were like developing a show for the character
yes.
as well. So it's like
Well, and it can
And-
really only work for that one application because it's not like they're going to go find a plumber and have him star in his own show as a plumber. Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
only works as a comedian or an actor, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
like nobody can have their same job that they have in real life. Otherwise, it would just have to be a comedian or an actor.
Although my understanding is that not Tim Meadows, freaking Tool Time,
Tim Taylor.
Tim
Taylor, Allen.
Tim Allen.
Thank you.
Tim the Tool Van Taylor. Allen.
That's
That-
another. They just changed his last name.
Yeah.
Weird.
That was the premise of that show was like a bit that he did in his stand-up routine,
Oh yeah.
and Roseanne was the same. Like it was like a bit that she did was like, I'm this,
Oh yeah.
lower middle class mom. Like all of
Mm.
the jokes were like, bologna sandwiches. Like
bologna sandwiches. That's my Roseanne impression.
Are you saying that she is shrill as
Was
a
that
woman?
shrill voice?
As a woman, Aaron, are you
Was
saying
my
she
voice
has
that I
she
did
has a
shrill?
voice?
Are you saying that my impression was shrill?
Yes, I am saying I objectively the voice that you did was a shrill voice. Aaron.
Was it? So maybe you're saying
Today-
Roseanne is shrill
Today of all days,
as a woman. Because I didn't
International
find that
Women's
impression
Day
to be shrill at all.
in Women's History Month.
On National
saying-
Women's Day, guys, of all days.
You're saying
You
that
of all
she is
people.
shrill.
I'm not saying you're saying that she is shrill.
I'm saying that you're saying she's shrill. She's shrill.
Yeah, but you are saying that, but I never even thought or considered that she might be shrill.
Yeah, your subconscious said it.
No,
She
your
was.
subconscious read it in my presentation of my impression. Bologna sandwiches.
I don't know why I said bologna sandwiches. Like, what is that?
I don't know. I've never watched that show, so I don't know nothing about it.
What?
Bologna sandwiches.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
why
she's
would I watch
literally
it?
ever said that
I'm sure she said bologna sandwiches at some point in her life.
on the show.
No, at some point in her life.
Well,
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, of course.
Roseanne Barr, not Roseanne Arnold. Wait,
ooh,
not Roseanne.
Another one.
Not Roseanne Connor. I mean,
Connor.
her name was Roseanne Arnold. At one point.
Because she That's right. That was an
Right.
actual true name because she
Oh,
married.
because
a
she
person-
married
Yeah.
Tom Arnold.
She married
Yeah.
Tom Arnold. Yeah.
I was like, no, her name was Roseanne Barr.
No, Roseanne Barr.
And no.
No. No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch WandaVision?
Yes.
No.
Did you like it?
No.
Dude, I cried.
Did you?
Wait,
You freaking girl.
I did.
Wait, which part of
Speaking of National
Karate Kid
Women's
Part
Day,
3
am I
did you
right,
cry
Aaron?
in?
Shut up, Aaron. Okay, I genuinely do not know what WandaVision is. Here's
The
what I-
WandaVision is
Here's
about
what I've
Wanda and
Don't-
Vision.
wait. Let me guess.
Cole,
Oh, yeah, you
yes,
guess.
Cole, yes.
It is. It's actual Marvel superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It is
I don't
set.
know. I don't know how you said it in such a strange sounding way.
It's
Yes.
actual Marvel superheroes.
It is set in like. Oh man, is it set during black and white times, like the 40s or 50s?
See, you do know something.
kind of.
No, what? So is it okay? And it's
You
about
know
a woman
something.
named Wanda, and she's
Uh-huh.
on like a TV show.
Yes.
See, you do know some things. You didn't
But
make
that's,
that.
I mean,
up.
WandaVision. That's like obvious.
So
just from the name.
the basic format of it is like this: that Wanda, who is the Scarlet Witch, and Vision, who is
Who's the Scarlet Witch? Is that Elizabeth
Wanda.
Olsen?
She's Wanda. Yes.
Okay.
So
Who's Scarlett Johansson?
Scarlett Johansson is Black
of
That's
Widow.
confusing
Black Widow.
because her name's Scarlet.
But one of them is a real name, and one of them is a
Scarlett
character.
Johansson.
I know, but it's
is
still
Black
confusing.
Widow.
It's like if Roseanne's sister.
Did you think it was
on-
like a sitcom? Like
It's like if
she's-
Roseanne's sister
she's-
on Roseanne
in
was
real
named
life,
Roseanne
she's
in
Scarlett
the show.
Johansson, but the character's name is Scarlet Witch.
No, I'm just saying I can't keep. All women look the same to me, you know.
No,
To be fair, Hollywood does do a good job of choosing women that look the same.
she's Black Widow. So the basic premise is like these two characters are stuck in different eras of television shows.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so the name WandaVision is just what I thought. It's like
It's
a
clever
TV show.
because it's like a TV show like Univision.
yeah, exactly.
Univision.
Like you're
like-
watching WandaVision.
Yes, but it's also her name's Wanda and his name is Vision.
Mhm.
So it's like they're two names.
Vision, like Vision, the guy from the other movies,
Yeah.
That's the guy. Yes.
Paul
the
Bettany.
guy with
Vision.
the jewel in his forehead.
Yes.
With
Jewel
the infinity-
forehead,
That's
yes.
one of the Infinity Stones, right?
It's
I
the
don't-
Soul
sorry,
Stone.
Spoilers.
Exactly. Ooh,
The
look
Mind
at
Stone. It's the
Cole.
Mind Stone.
Okay.
Yes.
Infinity
that
Stones.
Vision. Who Vision used to be was Vision Ultron?
He was. I mean, he was and he was not.
And
But
Ultron
yes.
before he was Vision was what?
Jarvis.
Harvey?
Megatron.
Oh, Jarvis. I was like Harvey.
Harvey
Harvey's?
Weinstein.
I was saying it
Harvey's.
is in Spanish. Harvey's.
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 Hargis?
Hargis?
What's up with people not liking the Western bacon cheeseburger?
Yeah, those people are idiots. It's such a good burger. Okay, so okay. Did you guys see that TikTok? This is how
Yes.
much I know about Marvel movies. I watched this TikTok and learned something about it. And they showed how like there's a few times where Captain America catches Thor's hammer. Is that true? But when he catches it,
Not a few times.
okay.
There was
Is there
a
one time?
Well,
There's a
okay.
time.
There was one time
Okay.
where he attempted to pick it up and he could not.
But there's one time where it's flying through the air like it does to Thor and he catches it.
And
Yeah.
he catches it.
When he catches
like
it, he like
total
he recoils like he's catching a shield, but when Thor catches it, he doesn't move his hand at all because he knows that it actually that the metal controls itself and it's got a mind of its own and it actually stops right in his hand. I thought that was kind of an interesting.
I figured
But-
that it was because one is a freaking demigod and the other is like just a superhuman.
Oh,
soldier.
that could be true, but it's funny because they're like
I digress.
because they're like talking about it and like this is a very deep meaning behind this. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, do you think maybe it's just because Chris Evans has been in all these movies where he catches a shield and that's how he catches it? Like, I don't know that they had, I don't know that they had somebody on set telling him how to catch it.
No,
who
I
was
think it's
explaining
because
to him
they-
that he's not a
Hey,
demigod.
Chris
and
Evans.
so he,
No, I think it's because they said, "Hey, Chris Evans, we want you to catch this. We want you to catch Thor's hammer in the most badass way possible." And he's
Exactly.
like, "Okay, got it." And then
He's
they
like
went
in my
this.
butt. With my butt cheeks. That's Chris Evans
And
talking.
they're like, "No, no, no."
Hands only. Was Thor fat at the time when Captain America caught his hammer?
I don't know.
It's hard to keep the timeline correct.
It is partially. Well, the movies came out in a sequence that made sense to make the movies entertaining, even though they probably weren't actually in like sequential order.
Mm-hmm.
In actual sequential order. I mean, plus there's like time travel, isn't there? Maybe there's not.
Are they not in sequential order?
Kind of time travel. Like once you introduce time travel, then like any semblance of a timeline goes out the window, right?
Does
remember that purple guy?
Yeah.
Have you seen those masks that look like just a big scrotum on your face?
No.
They're like wrinkly rubber with the layers, and they have like the two balls on your chin, just like Thanos.
Phil, are
And
you
they're pretty awesome.
you like Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Do you know
ever heard of it?
What film Elizabeth Olsen has been in England filming?
Star Wars. Fullest House.
I learned this from a YouTube video about cheese.
I don't know. Enlighten me.
It's
Are you saying about cheese, like aligning your cheese?
No, so there's this guy Brad
CHIS?
Leone from Bon Appetit magazine. He has a
Podcast
show. No, he has this show on YouTube called what's it called? Hold on, let me see what it's called.
Okay.
It's called Brad Leone cheese, because it has like a clever name, so I want to get it right. Oh, it's called Taste Buds.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Like
Is
we're
this about
buds.
weed?
Like we're buds, like buddies
Oh.
that taste things
friends.
together.
So it's not about weed.
So Elizabeth Olsen was on, and she and Brad, excuse me, tried 10 different cheeses. They did a cheese tasting, but he was in New York and she was in
Brad who?
London. Brad Leone. He's just a food guy.
Is his name Bradley Oni, or is his
Brad
name Brad Leone?
Leone. Brad Leone.
Bradley.
No, his first name is Brad Leone.
Yeah,
It's
the
Italian.
Madonna.
And Brad Leone.
So in this movie, in
Madonna
this
Wolverine
video,
reference.
she says, "Oh, I'm in England," and he's like, "Oh, it's snowing behind you," and she said, "Yeah, I've been here pretty much since immediately after wrapping WandaVision, filming for Doctor Strange Part 2."
Oh yes, the multiverse.
she
of
said that?
madness.
Yep, that's what she said.
So that wasn't even like confidential information.
I mean,
They
I
don't-
would assume not.
They have
Once they
like,
start filming it, like,
but they have things like locked up so tight that I think they
yeah,
probably weekly give them like, okay, you're allowed to say this now.
uh-huh.
Now you're allowed to say this. I bet that
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very, very,
You're allowed to confirm that you are in the movie.
yeah, exactly.
So remind me, Scarlet Witch, she can do like mind control.
She's a witch, so she does like witchcraft.
She like makes, she brews potions and stuff.
But it's
it's
Bubble, toil and trouble.
yeah,
like a
except it's not like
it's not like
it's not supernatural. Well, wait,
But is
It
she
is
the one who
supernatural.
like puts her hand
It's
on your
not-
head and then you imagine all the worst?
yes,
Imagine your greatest fears or something like that.
yes.
Does she do that?
She's always
Like
doing
spiders start coming out.
this. It's not how do you say her magic has nothing to do with the occult.
Are you
But
trying
is
to make
the-
that clear so you can justify letting your children watch it?
is
Phil?
the idea that in that universe no witches magic comes from the occult?
I believe that is not the case. I believe that this is honestly that they were like, look, she's a witch, but by witch we mean like special Nazi powers
'Cause they
or
didn't-
whatever. And then it's like
They didn't want to get canceled.
but now like with the super villainous from the
You can just
show,
say supervillain.
she like is
What,
a
he's saying the
legit
super
witch.
villain is from the show.
Yeah, a super villainess. Yes, from the show.
Yeah, but in the
It's
show,
from the show.
which Cole hasn't
The
seen,
super
so
villain
Cole,
is
shut
from
your
the show.
ears.
Yes.
She
So,
basically says
okay.
that she was foretold, like Chris Farley's character in Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Black Sheep.
Yeah. Beverly Hills Ninja. He's like, the
Or like
legend
Poe.
has foretold the great white ninja.
Was Kung Fu Panda just like Beverly Hills Ninja?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty
Is it?
much.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, now can you?
Well,
ask
except
you a
he
question?
actually like does stuff.
What is the occult?
Beverly Hills Ninja is very
Wait.
similar to Gleaming the Cube. In terms of like brotherly relationships.
Oh, and one of them is Asian.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Except in
One of
Beverly
them-
Hills Ninja, one does all the ninja stuff secretly, and in Gleaming the Cube, one of them is dead.
And one of them
Two sides of
dies.
the same coin.
Dude, isn't Gleaming the Cube? It's sad because the whole movie, this dude's like doing this mystery stuff, but also his brother just died.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
and he kind of makes out with his brother's girlfriend a little bit, or like not. I don't know if they make out, but he like they kind of like they have moments, you know.
Why did we
But
not
that's
watch
like
that
an
movie?
actual thing. That's like an actual thing that happens
Yeah,
in real life, though. You know,
What?
like you're very
loving your
vulnerable.
brother's girlfriend?
yeah. I mean, you saw Rudy.
Yeah, like in some ways, like hooking up. You know, because you're both like your emotions are all over the place.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
You're both
Can't be
grieving
held
together.
responsible for your- Yeah.
You can't be held responsible.
Okay, so
she
what
was
is
touching
the-
her face.
Explain to me specifically what the occult is.
Ooh, this is good.
What is? I'm gonna
'Cause
Google
this is
it.
one. This is one distinction between my brand of Christianity and your brand of Christianity. Is nobody in my world ever cared about like
Oh
Dungeons
man.
and Dragons or Harry Potter or any
Oh,
kind
Cole,
of
this is
witchcraft
great.
or wizardry.
Our brand cares very freaking much.
I've
So-
gathered that.
Very
Occult-
much.
Occult literally just means like supernatural stuff that's outside of organized religion.
Okay.
Although-
so like voodoo it would fall into that, or like
Yeah.
I
So
guess
like
voodoo is a religion, but
mysticism,
Christians don't
like
think it
New
is.
Age astrology,
If you asked any
natural
Any-
magic.
if you asked any
it's just the study.
any
of stars.
evangelical, any Protestant
The
wandering around,
Enneagram,
if you asked any of
Myers
us what is the
Briggs.
occult, they'd
Test.
say
Is
Myers
that their
Briggs.
personality test?
Yeah, it's controversial
The-
though.
they. What is the DM? What is the
The Dion Waiters Award.
no the book that has all the psychology.
Oh, the physician's desk reference. No, I know what you're talking about.
Do we need to get into the occult on our next episode?
Yeah, I think we do because I think we're out of time for this
Yes.
week.
We should wrap this one up.
So everybody, Google the occult. Come ready with your questions next episode.
And just so everyone's clear, we're not saying a cult. We're not just talking about a cult.
We're not just like stalling for
Right.
time.
Occult.
You got to check out the cult.
Cult.
Check out the cult.
Cult.
Hey, can you explain the cult?
Actually, and why is it there's possums and there's opossums?
Yeah, they're the same
Right?
thing.
What's the deal with that? What's the deal with that?
deal?
Occult and occult
Cult.
and possum.
Well, so a possum,
Possum and
you're expecting possum, but an opossum you're not expecting. So you're like, oh, possum.
Okay. Okay. In the United States and Canada, the only species found is the Virginia opossum. It is often simply referred to as an opossum, and in North America, they're commonly referred to as possums.
Mm.
I love how it says in the United States and Canada, this first thing, and then in North America, this next thing.
Well, so is
Like,
does that mean
Mexico referring to them differently?
I think so. My sister-in-law was telling me that in
Possum.
Australia, they have both possum and opossum.
I don't think that's true. I think
Yes, and that a possum, like possum, is more like it's like a little like cute little guy.
Oh, so like puppy.
There's an opossum rat.
There's puppies and then there's dogs.
No, so like a possum is like you know those like those little mice in Africa that have like the big ears and they only come out at night. Kind of looks like that.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is that that is wrong.
Why though?
I mean, how can somebody explain why something is wrong? It's like trying to prove.
Are you saying that the possum doesn't exist?
That's precisely what I'm saying.
I think you're wrong.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying
there is an animal
same.
called an opossum, and there's also an animal called an opossum rat, which I'm assuming is what your
look at this thing called ringtail possum.
Well, that's a whole different thing altogether.
Yeah, it's a possum.
Wait, are you saying opossum?
No, just possum. Ringtail possum.
Do you think they have something called a possum blossom in Australia? Okay, the common ringtail possum, Greek for false hand.
See, they have the possum and the opossum there. We only have the opossum, so we disambiguate it by calling it both possum and opossum. I think I misused the term disambiguate. We more likely ambiguate.
This possum also consumes a special type of feces. What?
Oh, when I Googled occult earlier, the first thing that came up was fecal occult blood test. So I don't know what that means, but I will leave you with that. And thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.